The more you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. That is one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Seuss. My name is Emily Squiller, and I want to share with you my reading journey. It starts with my parents, Margie and Ed. From the day I was born, they showered me with love and care, always helping me to be the best I could be. They continue to challenge me and my sister to pursue our dreams and show us what it means to be a good person. They have supported me in every endeavor I had wanted to pursue, from drawing and expressing myself through dance to joining the township soccer team. They were always there cheering me on. What mattered to me mattered to them. They helped me understand the importance of working through my frustration when I couldn't get a dance sequence and the importance of being a team player. And from a young age, they instilled in me the importance of education and the value of reading. I remember as a child sitting on my mom's lap, listening to her read my favorite stories. As a baby, she would read to me Mother Goose nursery rhymes, and as I grew older, I would ask her to read The Velveteen Rabbit over and over again. Every night before bed, my dad would tell me a story, and I remember I couldn't wait until I could read him a story. In addition to my parents, my grandparents played a huge role in my love for reading when I was younger. They would always be working with me and helping me practice. When I would spend the night at their house, they would take me to the local library beforehand and let me wander through all the shelves of books, picking out whatever looked interesting to me. I could pick out however many I wanted. Most of the time it would be at least 20. They knew we wouldn't be able to read all of them in one night, but that didn't let them stop me from picking out the books that interested me. We would leave the library with a stack of books and increased excitement, for when we got home we could read all of the new books. The majority of the time we would spend the night reading Amelia Bedelia books. They were my favorite. When it was time to go to school, like any other first grader, I was nervous, but reading books like Arthur helped me to be less anxious about going. When I started reading chapter books, my favorite series was Nancy Drew. I remember my mom and I would read them at the same time, and when we finished, we would discuss our favorite parts, or if we were surprised by the ending. As I got older, I started to struggle with understanding books, and reading became less fun. It wasn't something I wanted to do, it was something that I had to do. My mom noticed I was struggling with being able to remember important parts of stories, and signed me up for a summer class that focused on improving reading comprehension skills. This didn't help me like reading anymore. I was in 7th grade and I had to go to school in the summer. I thought it was going to be the worst thing ever, but boy was I wrong. The class helped me to rediscover everything I loved about reading when I was younger. We read books that let me escape life in Pittsburgh, PA, and be transported to far-off places and time periods that have long since passed. This excitement for being immersed in a new place stayed with me as I went to high school. I was lucky to have amazing teachers that valued literature and helped us to see the current-day relevance of books like To Kill a Mockingbird and The Great Gatsby. And to this day, those are two of my all-time favorite books. Growing up, my dad noticed that I had always been interested in books that took place in other parts of the world, and encouraged me to one day go to some of these places. And ever since then, that has been exactly what I've been trying to do. In middle school, we read parts of the Diary of Anne Frank, and ever since then, I have had an interest in learning about World War II and the Holocaust. Last year, I was able to visit a few of the sites where the concentration camps used to be, and that experience is something that will stay with me for the rest of my life. If it wasn't for reading and understanding the importance of literature, I never would have been able to experience that. Other books that ignited my desire to travel were the Madeline books. I remember reading about a little red-headed girl's adventures by the Eiffel Tower and the Seine River. And when I was standing there in front of these Parisian icons, I remembered the joy I got from reading about Madeline. Having books about volcanoes inspired me to want to one day hike through an active volcano in Hawaii. Reading about artists and their paintings made me want to see these works of art in person and walk the same streets they did while painting. And books about princesses and castles piqued my interest in wanting to visit England to see the Queen. I have treasured every adventure I have been on around the world, and none of them would have meant as much to me if I didn't have a love for reading. With the billions of books out there that I have yet to read, my reading journey is far from over. It excites me that there are so many places I have yet to be transported to through reading. I wonder where reading will take me next.